Okay. Let me close my door here. Alright. So this is the late night programming, but it's about 4:30 here. So it's mid-afternoon. I'm looking over at my Streamlabs, not my camera. So it's about mid-afternoon programming today. But if you're watching this, be sure to stay. If you're watching this live, be sure to stay tuned for after this around 7 o'clock. AJ, Cody, Ryder, and I are going to be playing some Talisman, so that's why I got to push this forward a little bit. Probably can't really hear me over the music, so let me turn that down a little bit. And then let's jump into it. So, as promised, I set up an actual different programming view, so camera's in a different spot, a little bit smaller, so that way you can actually see everything. So the first thing we did, so last time we got all we had done was showing the inventory over here to the player once they collect objects. Off camera, I made the actual UI for that. So basically all we had was you'd open the chest and click an object, or click and the first object would leave. Now I have it set up so there's an actual inventory which you can toggle with I. And then if you close out of the chest, it'll close it with E. And now you can click objects to drag them to put them in the inventory, and you see that they show up in the inventory now. In the inventory menu, we have the option to select it and drop it. And all that does is just removes it from the inventory right now. It doesn't place it anywhere. So what I started doing like 2 minutes before I started recording this and when I realized, oh right, I need to do this today, was this. So I started working on an equipment screen, which will go alongside the inventory, so we'll have the option to equip different things. So that's what I want to work on today. I want to work on getting an equip option over here for equipment items. And I want to be able to get this screen working. So yeah, let's head on over to that. Give me 1 second to do a little bit of management. Okay. I originally had it set up so I had 2 different screens, but I really don't want to do that. I don't want to have to switch it over here all the time, so it'll just be the one that you can see. So this is everything I've done. Obviously, when we last had it, the update was doing all that stuff with opening the chests and things like that, or looting the chest. But I moved that code into the chest itself under the function loot. It's still doing the exact same thing. And then we're also setting the item in the chest to be null if we've picked it up. And reloading, and then calling the reload UI of the player inventory. We're doing that. So that is a loot function that's getting set on the on-click of a button. So the items are buttons in different inventories. That was the easiest way I could do to get around sort of how the UI screen stuff works. Texting my friend about some health issues. She cut her toe open. But yeah, so this is going to be that's how that works. That's how the inventory works as well, the exact same way. It has a function select assigned to it, so we can select an item from our inventory. and that's what tells it, hey, you can drop this item. Or when we get there, hey, you can equip this item, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get started on that. In my update, I just have these added now, so I can open my inventory on command with the I key and my character equipment sheet with the C key. That's all that is. I just set those over here. Inventory and character. So that's how those are. So the next thing then, so we want to get the inventory to say, hey, these are equipable items. And for right now, I'll just do, let's center ourselves back on max here. Let's go into our project folder, art. Let's just drag out a random object that we could potentially use as something. It's very hard to see. They're just very small icons. Don't really have much to work with here. I was kind of hoping there would be some swords or something, but alas, that does not seem to be the case. So we'll go with the book. So we'll call this book. We'll add the how did I do that with the coins? Assets, prefabs, items, gold. Consumable, that's right, that's right. So book is a equipment, name, book, books. And it is a weapon for main hand. Oh my god, it's Trey. Hey AJ, how you doing, man? So that is that. I have to say, I just gotta go on record. I watch a little bit of these, just make sure everything sounds okay, and now I'm hyper aware of my breathing in between phrases and things. So that's awesome. I'm glad I do that. So we'll drag the item down into the prefabs here. So now we have the book prefab. And now what I want to do is make an inventory object out of that, which I can do by saying, going into our scriptable objects, loot tables, and saying create a new loot table. And if you want to, for those interested, I've been watching a series called Mr. Taft Creates, or by a channel on YouTube called Mr. Taft Creates, and it was a Unity, Legend of Zelda, C# tutorial series, and that's where I get a lot of the inspiration on how to do these things. And in it, he did a scriptable objects video that is super good, and I highly recommend it. That's where I got this from. So I highly recommend that. It is he's a great guy. He knows a lot of what he's talking about. I'm doing pretty good. I've been watching NASCAR and drinking beer. Alright, enough of that. So let's say, we'll call this loot table. I didn't name this loot table anything, did I? No, I didn't. That's okay, we'll name it after this. So we have a loot chance. Let's say it's 100% chance to get the book, and that's that. We won't do anything with that else. GG, GG, GG. Well done, Trey. Thank you. And we'll get one book out of this. So what this will be is, at some point is sort of like the weapons loot chance for the dungeon. Because that's how the dungeon gets its loot for the chests. It uses the loot tables that I've created. So we'll do that. We'll drag our stuff back over to scriptable object loot tables and rename this to be weapon loot. Go into dungeon manager, spawnable loot size, we'll say 2 now, and then we'll add weapon loot as part of that. So now hopefully, because what it does is going to randomly choose between all the loot tables when it's picking loot for the chests. So now hopefully this means we get some books in our loot chests. Okay, not in that one, and not in that one. That's unfortunate. Let's just do the weapon loot right now. We know the coins work. Let's just do the weapon loot. I wanna work with that, so let's just do that for right now. That is perfectly fine. Which means probably all 3 of these are gonna be filled with books. No. Oh, because I'm big dummy brain. I gotta regenerate it. I changed the stuff. I gotta regenerate the chests and everything because they create copies. They're not automatically updating like that. Except they should have because I added that, but whatever. There we go. So now it's books. So now you can see I have books in here. I can add a book to my inventory. I can add a book to my inventory. Perfect. That's awesome. So I close that. And you can see I can reopen the chest. It's still empty, so there's nothing in that chest now. I can come over here. There's books in this one. I can loot this, and then close it, come back, and it's still like that. So that's cool. So now what we need to do is say, hey, this book should be able to attach to this slot. This is the hand slot. So let's open the character UI, navigate to that. Let's go through and actually name these slots. So this is, we'll say this is hand armor. This is helmet. And we'll reorder these in a way that sort of makes sense. So a helmet will go at the top. This one then, and this will be torso. Even though it's on his face, that's fine. There we go. Okay. This will be legs and boots. And then hand armor and hand weapon. There. So we have that. So let's go into our code and let's write something for it. So we have pick up and drop. So now we need public void equip and public void unequip. So that's that. We don't want to use the inventory item, we just want equipment. E. And then unequip equipment E. Because we'll let... yeah. We'll let the button that's going to equip and unequip handle the modifying. We'll do the... because we'll do a pickup and a drop of that then. Because it'll work the same way. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. Sure, he says. It'll be good. Sure. He says a lot too. So when we get the item, we want to first. So we know it's an equipment coming in, so that's fine. So we want to do a switch based on e dot uh, e dot type, not packages. This, and then do a switch case equipment type dot armor switch e dot slot, which we don't really need a type if we're doing a slot as well, but that's how I set it up first, so that's what we're going with. I'm sure at some point we'll remove one of these. Probably type if we're removing, because slot makes more sense. So based on the slot, we'll say case equipment slot dot. I wish I could see. Start with the head and break. So then we want to go to equipment. Car UI, character UI. Dot transform dot child get child 1. I believe it's the second. Yeah. So we want the equipment grid. And then from there we want get child 0. Which we could, head is probably, yeah, so we could actually even, we don't even have to use a switch. I wish I would have, there we go. I controlled X instead of control V, and it got rid of everything and replaced my clipboard. So instead of going 0, we'll say int e dot slot, and that will get us the slot that we need to find. So if it's, and that's why I put them in order of that way. That way we get the actual slot we want. So we have our child dot we'll say slot equals and you know what, let's even for now let's just get rid of the type switch because it'll, right now we only have one weapon slot, so it'll all still be fine. We can still use this all and it'll still work the exact same way, and it saves up a little bit of checks. Slot.get component, we'll say image dot image equals e dot get component image dot image dot sprite, not image. There we go. Okay. And we'll do the same thing for unequip, except we'll say equals none. Is there like a sprite.none? Sprite.destroy. We'll say null. That should be fine. Wait, I think I want, yeah, so that gets me that, so then I want the next, I want to do another get child on the button. That's what I want. So then, so I have e.get component. So we do slot dot get child 0. That works. Because we want the first thing on it, which is the button. And then in our inventory UI, this will be the equip button. Okay. This could probably move over a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Looks a little bit more even that way. Okay. So now, disable both of those, and then disable the whole grid. So that is equip. We'll do a copy, and then a paste over here. Actually, we already have the drop button here. Which, if we do this, we'll move that over a little bit so that it's not covering the slot. And we'll say unequip button. Hit enter on that, there we go. And then text, unequip. Make the button a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. We'll find a better spot for that button at some point. This is just proof of concept, not really finals of anything. So that's fine. So now that is the third child, well, index 3 child. So during our reload UI, ooh, this needs to be changed to reload inventory UI now, because that's what it is. And then this will be reload character UI. Character EQ UI. Okay, so this needs to be the character UI. And we'll mess with, well no, I do need to mess with this now actually. Okay, so this gets the drop item button, which we need to change to be the unequip button for that. And we'll say selected equipment. I could probably move this all into its own script as well, and I'll probably do that at some point. But for now, we'll just leave it as it is. That's a refactoring problem for future me. Not equality comparer. And then selected equipment equals null. Not equal to null, sorry. Okay, so that's that. Then we want to go through each slot. Which we could just go through equipment.length. Var cell equals character UI get 0. That would be incorrect. We want 1. Having the portrait behind the character kind of messes things up, but I like it. I like that being there to kind of show where things are going. And then maybe at some point that'll be, you can actually see it equipped onto the character at some point, but for now that's not the case. So get child 1 is our grid, and then, so this can be the same because it's all in order. So I, and then if equipment I is not equal to null, select equipment. So I'll have to write a select and a select equipment, select inventory, select item, and select equipment. Okay, so that's good. Okay. And then I think the rest of this is good. We really don't need the text objects, so that can just be disabled at all times. We just need the image and the button. Okay. So that's unequip. I was gonna say, let's try it and see if it works. I haven't done anything. That's unequip. And I haven't really done anything for this either. We have to say, so we put it in the slot. And then we say equipment int e.slot equals e. So we use the slot as the index as well for the equipment array. And do this as well and say null. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's reload character. So this unequips, and then we want to set the select item to null, and we want to pick up new inventory item based on E and one quantity. And really quick, I hit insert. Okay. Really quickly, I will go into inventory item and write a new constructor. Public inventory item. We'll do this. That does nothing. Just so that we have it, so we don't break anything. And then public inventory item. Item. I. And int. Let's say Q. Just because I don't want to write out. So item equals I and quantity equals Q. So now if I go back into that, that should allow me to not do that. Oh, I want, not E, selected equipment. Yeah, there we go. So that will give us the object then. And then I'll do the same over here on when I create my equip button for the reload inventory UI. Select item. So we have inventory UI transform get child 2, which is the drop button 0, 1, 2, and then 3 for the equip button. 3, 3, 3. And this will be equip selected item dot item as equipment. We'll do we'll extend this function out a little bit. We'll say if selected item dot item is equipment. Actually, we'll do this check when showing the button. So then we know we don't have to do the check on the thing. We can just say, oh, hey, this is an equipment. So selected item is not equal to null, and selected item dot item is equipment. That'll be good. That will be good. And then we can keep everything all nice and in line. So we're equipping that, and then we also want to drop new inventory item, selected item dot item 1, because we want to remove it from the inventory since we're equipping it. Another one there. Okay. Alright, that was a little too easy. Let's see what I screwed up. So I can still open this, Oh, my equip button is being shown. Or unequip button is being shown. Why? If I go back to character equip UI, selected equipment. Oh, because I'm not, right. So on start, reload, character EQ. That's why. And then we want to say equipment is equal to new equipment array of size 6. That's a hard-coded number. At some point, maybe I'll try to do something that makes that a little bit more flexible. But for now, I know I'm only dealing with 6 slots at the moment. So, yeah. Okay. So let me reload this. Let me close these. I don't really need to see these anymore. Okay. So then I can open inventory, open character. That's still showing. Fine. Why is that still showing? Unequip button. Because now it shouldn't be. Now I know I'm running this, so. Get child 3, right? Yeah. Selected equipment is not equal to null, which should be false, because it is equal to null. Oh! Haha, stupid me. Character UI, character UI, character UI. That was why. In hindsight, I really should have just put these in 2 separate scripts just for a little bit cleaner, but oh well, here it is now. So open that, unequip button is gone now, perfect. So now let's go grab our book. Okay. The buttons are a little weird, they're a little finicky. You can see they highlight themselves so it gets a little shadow over it, but they're a little finicky when you try to click them. So let's close that. Let's move over here. Let's say this. Okay, cool. So it gives us both options. It sees it as equipment. And if I equip that, object reference not set to an instance of an object. Is that at not slot, it would be e.getComponent, right? Because these have buttons on them with images, yeah. So let's do debug.log of e. And then let's do an e.getComponent of, or debug.log of e.getComponent of image. Just to make sure both of those are actual things. Alright, let's restart. Oh, it's that error, okay. I don't care about that error right now. Give me a book. And then come down here and equip the book. So the image on book is null, so it doesn't have an image. Why? Because that's probably a sprite, right? It's probably not an image, it's probably a sprite. If I had to guess right now, it is a sprite renderer. Okay, that's my bad. That's my fault. Image is just a UI thing, so that is 100% my bad. So instead we want to do get component sprite renderer dot sprite, and it still returns a sprite, so it still works. Yeah. There we go. Now this should be fine. Okay. It dropped the item, which is good. But it doesn't look like it put it anywhere. So let's see what equip got. Let's double check, make sure I'm running the right function. Inventory. Okay. I never thought I'd see you on this channel. You never thought you'd see me on my own channel, Kid Mesher? That's a little weird. I mean, it is my channel. I mean, sometimes I'm not here. You know. But I'm also not streaming when I'm not here. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Or do you just mean on the programming and science, like that? Okay, so we got equip and drop. So let's put a debug.log on equip, just right at the tippy top, and say E. Let's do a quick log of E and see what E is. No, broski, PewDiePie took over, and I'm good. How are you? Oh shit! I didn't know PewDiePie took over. Oh damn! I'll have to get a hold of him. Ask him if he can give me my channel back. I'm doing all right. Been keeping busy. Got myself an actual schedule that I've been trying to stick to. So hopefully that means more content for you guys. All right. So we got our book. Equip. And so it is getting a book. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. That's why. So I want to go back to this, and on it I want to say reload inventory and reload character. EQ UI. Because it's in there, but we're not reloading the UI, so it's not getting the new image. Can you do a Caucasian accent? I believe I'm doing a Caucasian accent, based only on the fact that I am Caucasian. Okay, and this one already has it, but in this one we need to do, after pickup, we need to say reload inventory UI. Alright, so let's refresh this. And then book. Close that. Come over here. Let's do book. Equip. Frick. I thought that was it. I thought that was all I had to do. Why did you get pregnant, Sarah? Oh, that's right. I'm fucking stupid. Why did you say that's why I'm stupid? So many meme opportunities. Are you talking about me actually saying that's right? I'm stupid because I've said that a lot just over the past like 5 or 6 streams of this that I've done. It's gotten to the point I don't even remember what I say anymore. Like, okay, so when we equip it, we don't want to do this. We don't care about the image and stuff when we clip it. We just want to say, hey, put this in the equipment at that slot. When we come over here, then we can say we can get the actual equipment off of it. So, inventory. And then this needs to be equipment. That's why. That's why. Yo, why did the Havoc get nerfed? Oh, that's right. Pros say it. Havoc. Are you talking about Apex? The Havoc in Apex? What language are you writing in the code? I am using C# and the Unity engine. Oh, had a little blurb there that I had to reconnect to my chat. Yes, Apex, my dad. Nice. I want to get Landon back on. Landon and I used to play that a lot, back when it was, the thing. So I wanna get back on that because I've been missing that. I actually really enjoyed Apex. Equip, motherfucker. I did not mean to say dad. Oh fuck. Oh, nice, Kid Measure. Nice. Okay, so now I'm at a loss of what's happening. Let's make the equipment a public variable. Make sure that it is actually adding into our equipment. Because it's not showing up on that list. I want to make sure it's not first a program issue, not a UI issue. Okay, so we have that. Oh. It's allowing me to move again while I'm in the chest, so I gotta stop that at some point. So we have this selected. Not that you would know. I'm trying to get a highlight or something around that. I was trying to do that off camera, but I couldn't get anything to work. So we're doing this instead. Why is my family crumbling like a 1-month-old Oreo? Oh, that's right. I'm fucking stupid. I feel like now I just need like a shirt or something that just says, "Oh, that's right. I'm fucking stupid" on it, with like a line of code or something under it. So it's like it's a new catchphrase for this series. Oh, that's right. I'm fucking stupid. Um. Okay, so equipment. We have 6 slots, nothing in them. We'll click equip. Equipment 5, book. Okay. Cool. So it's in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it is in there. So it is working. So we should see. Is item a mono behavior? Yeah. Okay. So that's why I can access that stuff. Sorry, I was a little confused about why I could access get component just from equipment itself. So are we not drawing it on the right thing? When you're a girl and you have 2 daddies on your WhatsApp. God. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Okay. Here we can say E because we're already setting E up here. No point to call it again. We don't need this because we're not disabling any boxes. I mean, when she's in Alabama. No, no, no. Okay. Like that. It's not technically false or cursed, right? No, I guess, yeah, I guess not. I guess not. I mean, it is Alabama. So we have the grid. Grid, transform, get child. Which our grid is this. And then we want... Right? Yeah, so that hasn't changed at all. That's still... Still like that. Let me do... Well, no, because it would say it's null. Let's do a debug dot log of E. That way we can see what it is. If it's not null, I need to see what it is because spin botting is now illegal. I don't even know what that is. And I would not like to find out. Debug.log E. Okay. So let's see what's going on there, why it's not showing it to us. Thank you, Unity, for making a very loud and unnecessary noise. Alright. So chest, open book, close that, open these, equip. So we only got the book there. Wait, which one did that come from though? That's the question. Oh, I didn't want to open Twitch again. God damn it. So it came from this. So it didn't even hit reload character UI at all. Um, so it must not be finding anything when it gets to this point, or it's not running the function when we equip it. Right? So if we go into reload inventory UI, equip, drop, reload inventory, reload character. Yeah, that's what that should be. So why is that not working? Let's do a let's just do a debug.log when we hit this top of this function. We'll just say hit top. That way we can see how many times it runs. So it should run twice. Should on the start, and then when we equip something, it should run. So we got hit top once, okay, and then hit top again. So it did hit it, so it is running the function, but it's seeing the item as null for some reason. Why? Also, just really quick, because it's bothering me now having to open these up all the time. We're going to quick actions and refactor, extract method, and say drop item button. And then same with this. Extract method, equip item button. BRB. Alright. And then that way I don't have to go into these things to see them, into those functions. I can just see them right here. And that's better. It's gonna save a lot of time too. And then here we'll say unequip button. Extract method, unequip item button. Much, 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 much better. Okay, so I need to figure out why the equip is not doing what I want it to. So it's equipping and dropping the item, and setting the selected item to null. So it shouldn't then be... So it's not an issue of I can't find the item because I'm running this before, because we're equipping first, and then we're running that. Am I targeting the wrong image? That would be something, probably. I'm sure. If I reload character UI, if I do a debug.log, well, no, because that's not even... Because it's not even hitting this. So let's do debug.log $string I and E, and we'll say equipment I. And this one we'll just comment out for now. So I need to see what that is at each index, because it must be finding null, because that's why it's not running that debug at all then that statement. It's finding empty. Weird that it did it like that and not just say null. CI equip 0 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Why are we only running to 4? Equipment.length, which would be 6 minus 1, right? So that's why, because that's not getting the last. Well, it's not getting the last one. I guess we don't have to do length minus 1 then. Which means we should probably stop doing that on inventory as well. That's probably why my inventory was always weird with the last object. Okay. So let's try this again. Aha! Interesting. Let's change the inventory back to the way it was, because that obviously worked. And changing that was a little too much for this to handle. Let's fix one problem at a time, Trey. Let's close that, and then equip this. There we go. So now you see the book is in my hand. I can click it here, unequip it. Pickup cannot use a null item. Okay. New error, we've moved on. So now we're on to why the unequip is not working. Because I'm doing pickup after setting it to null. That's why. That's just an order of operations error. So let's run it again from the top and do this. Equip. Unequip. Perfect. And I can't click this to do it again, so I can't like glitch it out or anything. Same over here, I can't add a new thing. Awesome. You'll love to see that. That's awesome. So now I have an equipment and inventory system that I can use. And once we get more, we'll get armor and weapons and things like that. Those will go into the different slots then. And we really don't have to change anything for that. It'll just go right to the slot it's assigned to. That's cool. I am so happy about that. And we'll probably add other things as well if we want to add some like artifacts or other random equipment items. We can add that as well. And again, it'll just take the slot it's assigned to. Whew, what is that? 58 minutes? So about an hour. It's not terrible. That is not too bad. There's an hour with trying to fix the bugs. It would be a lot shorter if I cut out all that time where I'm fixing the bug. But that is not that bad. So that we got that done, let's do some fixing of other things then. Obviously, like I said, I can move around while I'm in the inventory here. And we don't want that. So something happened with my function that it's no longer saying, hey, you're inside of this, stop moving. And we'll group these by function just so that at some point when I do move everything, or if I do move everything, it's all in the same spot. So these are all the equipment functions. And then these are the inventory functions. Back, and I read some terrible news. What's that, Kid Mesher? Okay, so in chest, when I interact, my interact is no longer telling it, hey, you're inside of this. Was it interact, or was it, no, it was probably max attributes, yeah. So our nearest interactable, if it's not null, we say we're currently in it, which is if we're not currently interacting, we set that. Oof, that is some rough news. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so we have the currently in interactable saying, hey, if we're not, we set this to the whether we're not currently interacting. So if we're walking or idle, then we set it to true because it's not interacting. And then we call the interact with us as the game object. And then we set our current state to be, are we currently interacting? Or currently in interactable? If so, then we need to be, I got that backwards. So we'll just do this, just won't have to change the order. So if we're not currently interacting, set it to idle. If we are, set it to interacting. So that should fix that. Yep, there we go. So now I can't move around anymore. But if I'm in these, I can. Yeah, that's true, Kid Mesher. It's that's a real rough sort of eye-opening thing. Yep. That's why I always say you don't know how much time you have left. Do the things you want to do. Tell the people you love them. Okay. It really took this episode of mid-afternoon programming to a real downer. Okay. So we fixed that issue. So now we're not walking around anymore when we open chests, but we can walk around if we're in our inventory. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe if this is open, you really don't. I don't want to walk around. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say if one of these is open, so attributes dot currently in interactable. Yeah, well, it's 23:37. I gotta go. I'm tired. Have fun, you science. Okay. Thank Good Measure. Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. I'm just lurking and listening to the convo, playing Spore while listening. Great time, lol. Yeah. Real, real upbeat episode this one is. It's currently interactable equals inv open. And then same with this, we'll just set it to be car open. And since these both run, if one of them is open, it will say true. So now we will do that. Grab that. We didn't really need to do that, but that was just force to happen at this point. So if this is open, ooh, ooh. What if they're both open? Ooh. Okay. Is something in the attributes update doing that? No. Because we're not interacting, so it shouldn't be changing our current state. Oh, but I'm not changing my thing to be interactable. That's why. Or to be interacting. So we gotta... Let's just do this in one line at the end of everything. This is equal to car open or inv open. That way it's just nicer that way a little bit. And then we'll say attributes dot current state equals, and we'll do the same thing. Attributes dot currently in interactable question mark for ternary. We'll say entity state dot interacting else entity state dot idle. And now that'll prevent us from moving. Because what was happening is I was saying we're in an interactable, but I wasn't doing anything with that. So the walk script still said, hey, you're not interacting with anything. Let me just move around. So now if I rerun this, I can move around just as I could before. Open my inventory. Now I can't move, but I can still open my equipment. And if I close those, that's fine. I can open one, that's fine. Open the other, can't move. Open them both, can't move. Close them both, I can move. So there we go. That is perfect. So, I think that's gonna be good for this one. What about, that's an hour, it's pretty short, but I think that's good. I just wanted to do some more of the inventory stuff. And so now we can equip and pick up items from the chests. Let's actually, okay, let's do one more thing. Because drop right now, if we drop, we're just removing it from the inventory. So it's not going anywhere. Let's make it so that it drops an item on the ground that we can pick up. So we want the drop item button function. And we want to drop game object of item in world at players coordinates. So we'll do that. So we want to then say before we even set selected item to null, let's do this. That way we have the selected item. And we'll say instantiate selected item inventory item will have to be a mono behavior so that I can do this. Does that mess anything else up? That probably messes up my loot tables, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Because I need it, because I want to No, no, I guess I don't need to do that. You just drop one item. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll make it work. So we'll say drop selected item dot item. And we'll do this for int I equal to 0, I less than selected not sleep timeout. Selected item dot quantity I plus plus. So we'll instantiate multiple of those objects at that position at game object dot transform do I have a yeah, okay. Game object dot transform dot position. And then I can say quaternion dot identity. And then the parent would be the parent would have to be the room object. No. Well, yeah, because we would want it to be disabled with the room. So we would need to have access to that somehow. But for now, we'll say we won't do that. We do need a quaternion identity though. Okay. So let's see what that does then. That should drop however many we have into the world. I'm just gonna minimize things so I can see when it does drop. Oh right, because I changed that, so now all of my shit's gone. Items. So this was gold 5, gold 4, gold 3, and gold. It's 5, 4, and 3, and then nothing. I think, yeah. And then in the other one, we want scriptable objects, loot tables, weapons loot, items, book, quantity 1. There we go. Because I changed the inventory item, so I got rid of everything. And now I'll have to regenerate the room just to get those chests filled with things when they spawn. I guess I didn't have to, but oh well. Or maybe I did. Did my coin loot different than what it was before, or my book loot different? Loot book? No. Didn't think so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why are you not spawning with anything? Let's regenerate a couple times just to make sure everything's good. There we go. Okay, got it back. So I guess it was just that was just random chance then. So let's close that. We got our 5 coins. Let's open our inventory, click on that, and say drop, and then close that. And there was no thing created. Um, is there like a generate in world space? Transform.parent. So somehow I need to be able to reference the room that Max is currently in. Okay. So that might be for another video. But for now, that is good enough for me. So with that, I am gonna leave this one here. This was fun. Got a lot done in this one, and I think in the next one I want to start doing some combat. I'm gonna talk it over with Ryder, see what kind of combat he wants to do, whether it be sort of the Binding of Isaac, shoot 'em up, beat 'em up style, or the Final Fantasy turn-based. Ending already? Yeah, it's been an hour. It's been an hour 15 minutes. Plus, here in about an hour, we'll be starting Talisman anyway, so yeah. But I'm gonna talk to Ryder, talk about what kind of combat style he wants, and then so hopefully Thursday will be my next one. Thursday we'll start on combat. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And be sure if you want to see everything I've done, watch the full playlist on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, ThinkLink99. So with that, peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.